Have you ever noticed that even when nothing is going wrong, your body still feels slightly tense? Your shoulders might be tight, your breathing might be shallow, or your mind might already be thinking about the next thing that could go wrong. Many high-functioning women live this way for years. They look calm, they can handle their responsibilities, they keep everything running smoothly. But internally, their nervous system is doing something different. It's bracing. Today, I want to walk you through 5 signs your nervous system is stuck in bracing mode, even if you didn't realize it. And I'm curious, while we go through these, see how many of these you recognize in yourself. You might be surprised. Bracing happens when your nervous system gets used to being prepared for the next thing. It's like your body is quietly saying, stay ready, something might happen. This can happen when you've spent years being responsible, solving problems, anticipating issues, holding everything together. Over time, your nervous system starts to adapt to that. But once women notice the signs, they often realize, oh, my body has been doing this for a long time. So as we go through these 5 signs, I want you to pay attention to your own body and your own experience. And if one of these really resonate for you, drop the number down in the comments. I genuinely love to see which one stands out for you. One of the most common signs of bracing is something most women don't notice. You hold your breath when concentrating. Maybe you're answering your emails. Maybe you're working on something important. Maybe you're reading a message that feels slightly stressful. And without realizing it, your breath becomes shallow, or you pause your breath completely. Then later, you suddenly take a deep breath and think, oh, I forgot to breathe. That's often a sign that your nervous system shifted into preparation mode. Your body is focusing, but it's also bracing. Quick question for you. Have you ever caught yourself doing this? If you have, type breathing or number 1 down in the comments. I'm curious how common this is among women watching. Here's another one that many women notice once it's pointed out. Your body reacts before your mind does. For example, the phone rings during the day, you're not expecting any calls, or a new email message pops up, and before you even read it, your stomach tightens slightly, your shoulders lift, your jaw clenches. It's a small reaction, but it happens fast. Your nervous system is preparing for potential problems before the brain can process what's happening. This is one of the clear signs of bracing mode. The body is scanning for impact. Let me ask you something. Have you ever noticed your body reacting to a message or a phone call before you even know what it is? If so, let me know down in the comments. I find this one surprises a lot of people. Another very common sign of bracing shows up at the end of the day. You finally sit down. Maybe the house is quiet. Maybe you're on the couch or you're in bed. But instead of relaxing, your mind starts scanning tomorrow. You start thinking about what needs to be handled, what conversations might happen, what could go wrong. Your brain is trying to stay ahead of things, and it can feel almost automatic. And many women tell me they can't remember the last time their mind truly stood down. Not because they're doing something wrong, but because their nervous system has gotten used to constant readiness. So here's a question for you. Do you find it easy to relax when the day is done, when your day is finally over? Or does your mind start planning the next day? I'd really love to hear your answer to that. Another sign of bracing is something that many capable women are praised for. You feel responsible for making sure everything runs smoothly at work, at home, in your relationships. You're the one who notices the problems early. You solve things quickly. You stabilize situations when things feel chaotic. And from the outside, people say, "You're so strong." But what they don't see is that your nervous system is constantly monitoring the environment, always paying attention, always preparing to respond. And really, over time, that level of responsibility can keep your nervous system in a subtle state of alertness. So let me ask you something, okay? Honestly now, do you often feel like you're the one who's holding everything together? If that resonates with you, I'd be curious to hear. The fifth sign is really often the one that creates the biggest realization. The body rarely feels fully relaxed. You might rest, you might watch TV, you might scroll your phone, but there's often still a small amount of tension somewhere in the body. Your shoulders, your stomach, your breathing, or just a subtle sense that part of you is still on duty. That's what bracing can feel like. Not panic, not extreme stress, just constant readiness. So here's a question that I often ask women. Take a few seconds before really answering this for yourself, honestly. When was the last time your body felt completely settled and relaxed? Not distracted, not briefly resting, but genuinely settled. If that question is hard for you to answer, your nervous system may be spending a lot of time in bracing mode. These are just 5 signs. There are actually several more that many women recognize once they start paying attention. For example, scanning conversations for potential conflict. Feeling uneasy when things are quiet. Struggling to fully switch off your mind. Shallow breathing throughout the day. Feeling like part of you is always on. In my next video, I'm going to walk through 5 more subtle signs of bracing that most women completely miss. And some of them might even surprise you. But before we get there, I'd really love to hear from you. Which of the 5 signs we talked about today stood out for you the most? Just comment 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5. I read every comment, and it also helps me to really understand what topics you want me to talk about next. And if this video helped you notice something about yourself, something about your nervous system that you hadn't noticed before, feel free to subscribe. Because the work I do is really about helping women move from bracing to steadiness. And that shift can change the way life feels every single day.